So today we're doing a deep dive into a topic that honestly doesn't get enough attention: the connection between sleep and managing diabetes.
And it's a critical one, even for people who don't have diabetes, you know?
Right.
We all know how crummy we feel after a bad night's sleep. But I think most people don't realize the ripple effects that lack of sleep can have on our bodies.
Totally. And to help us unpack this whole thing, we're tapping into the expertise of Dr. Neha Chella. She's a clinical nutrition coach and co-founder of FreeGym.
Oh, yeah, I've heard her speak. She's great.
Yeah, and she really emphasizes that sleep isn't just about resting our brains, like it's actually a vital metabolic process, she says.
That's a really good point. And honestly, it's something we don't think about enough. It's easy to think of sleep as downtime, you know, just zoning out. But during those hours when we're asleep, our bodies are working hard, like regulating our hormones, repairing our cells, and it's like hitting the reset button to get ready for the next day.
So interesting. It's like our bodies are running a marathon while we sleep.
Right.
But why is this reset even more important for people who are managing diabetes?
Well, for folks with diabetes, this whole nighttime maintenance thing, it directly impacts how their body uses insulin, which is the hormone that regulates your blood sugar levels. That's where this whole idea of insulin sensitivity is so important.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that a little bit.
Sure. So insulin sensitivity basically means how well your body's cells are responding to insulin. Good insulin sensitivity means your cells can use the insulin, to take glucose from your blood and keep those blood sugar levels nice and stable.
Yeah,
Makes sense, right?
totally.
But when you don't get enough sleep, it's like throwing a wrench in that whole system. Makes your cells a lot less responsive to insulin. And that can cause a domino effect, leading to other issues.
It's like sleep deprivation throws a wrench in your body's engine.
Totally. And it doesn't stop there. Sleep also plays a huge role in keeping those hunger hormones in check, too. Those hormones that make you want to raid the fridge for a midnight snack.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, when you're sleep deprived, those hormones can go a little haywire, which makes you crave sugary, processed foods. And those are the things that really spike your blood sugar.
Ugh, it's like this never-ending cycle where the lack of sleep makes you crave the very things that mess up your blood sugar even more. So basically, getting enough sleep is super important for everyone, but it's like non-negotiable for someone managing diabetes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And here's a really interesting thing from Dr. Chawla's research. Even one night of bad sleep can have a noticeable impact on your glucose tolerance and how sensitive your body is to insulin.
Whoa, seriously. Just one night.
Yep, one night. It just goes to show how crucial it is for everyone to get enough sleep, whether they have diabetes or not. When we don't sleep enough, our bodies get kind of bad at using insulin. Remember insulin sensitivity?
Yeah.
Right, so sleep deprivation messes that up. Our cells don't listen to insulin as well.
And that's bad because...
It means glucose can't get into our cells as easily. So instead of being used for energy, that glucose, it builds up in our blood. Over time, that can lead to high blood sugar. And, that can set the stage for prediabetes or even type 2.
Makes sense. It's like the glucose is stuck because the insulin isn't doing its job.
Exactly.
You mentioned before about poor sleep also affecting our liver, right?
Yeah, the liver is key for managing blood sugar, especially when we're sleeping. But when we don't sleep enough, our liver, it gets confused. Instead of slowing down glucose production, it goes into overdrive, produces even more glucose all night long.
So not only is our insulin not working as well, but our liver is making more glucose on top of it.
Exactly. It's a double whammy for our blood sugar.
Yikes.
And to make things even worse, remember those hunger hormones?
Oh, yeah.
Sleep deprivation messes those up too. It makes us crave sugary processed foods, which just makes our blood sugar even worse. It's a vicious cycle, really hard to break.
Okay, so we've got insulin resistance, increased glucose production, and messed up hunger hormones, all because of bad sleep. That's a lot, but we're not going to leave you hanging. But now for the good part, what can we actually do about it?
Right. That's the million-dollar question. And the good news is Dr. Chawla gives us some really practical strategies that, honestly, anyone can use. The main thing is, remember, improving your sleep, it's a journey. It's not like you have to do it all at once.
Yeah, totally. Progress over perfection, right?
Exactly.
So where do we even start?
Dr. Chawla talks a lot about consistency. So it's not just about how many hours of sleep you're getting, but also when you're sleeping.
Right.
She says it's really important to stick to a regular sleep schedule
Okay.
as much as possible. Yeah, even on weekends.
Oh, man. Weekends are tough. Why is that so important?
It all comes down to your circadian rhythm, basically like your body's internal clock. So when you're consistent with your sleep-wake cycle, you're keeping that clock in check. you
Yeah.
know, which helps regulate your hormones, control your blood sugar, all that good stuff.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
So consistent sleep schedule, check. What else can we do to set ourselves up for sleep success?
Dr. Chal is a big fan of having a relaxing bedtime routine.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so that could be anything from, reading a book, taking a warm bath, listening to calming music, anything that, signals your body that it's time to wind down.
Yeah, it's like creating that signal. Love it. What about stuff we should try to avoid before bed?
Definitely, no screens for at least an hour or two before you go to sleep.
Okay.
That blue light from our phones and computers, it messes with our melatonin production,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which can make it harder to fall asleep.
So put down the phone, turn off the TV, and create that calming sleep environment.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Does our sleep environment, like our bedroom, does that matter too?
Oh, for sure. Dr. Chawla, she's big on this. Make your bedroom like a sleep sanctuary.
Okay.
It should be dark, quiet, and cool.
Like a cave. I like it.
Yeah.
So we're talking blackout curtains, earplugs, maybe a fan for some white noise.
You got it.
Nice.
And don't underestimate a comfy mattress and pillows. That
Yeah.
can make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've got the sleep schedule, the bedtime routine, and our sleep sanctuary already. What about other stuff we do, like exercise, stress? How does that play into it?
Great question. Getting regular exercise can work wonders for your sleep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to get at least 30 minutes of something most days of the week, but timing is important too. Don't do a crazy workout right before bed.
Yeah, I can see how that would keep you up.
Right.
So morning workouts are probably best then.
Yeah, definitely.
What about stress? I've had so many nights where I just can't turn my brain off.
Stress is a huge sleep killer. When we're stressed, our minds just race, and it makes it almost impossible to relax enough to fall asleep. Dr. Chawla recommends things like deep breathing exercises, maybe some meditation or yoga, just to calm things down.
Yeah, finding those things that help you de-stress.
Dr. Chawla, she mentions that she does yoga nidra to relax and sleep better.
Yoga nidra? What's that?
It's a specific type of yoga. It's all about deep relaxation and guided meditation.
Oh, okay.
So if you're one of those people who lays down and their brain just won't turn off,
Oh, yeah, constantly.
could be worth looking into.
Okay, I'll check it out. Yoga nidra. Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something we talked about earlier. Managing your blood sugar before bed. Okay, so what does that actually look like?
So Dr. Chawla, she recommends checking your blood sugar right before you go to sleep.
Okay.
And then if it tends to run low, having a small protein-rich snack.
Okay, so we're talking a handful of almonds or some Greek yogurt, that kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah. Just something to kind of keep your blood sugar stable throughout the night.
Makes sense, so you don't have those dips and spikes that can mess with your sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah, this has been seriously eye-opening. I feel like we don't talk about sleep enough as a health thing,
Right.
especially for diabetes management.
It's so crucial.
It's not just about how we feel, it's really impactful.
Totally, yeah. Like Dr. Chawla has been saying, it's fundamental to our metabolic health.
Totally. Okay, so for our listeners who are ready to prioritize sleep now, where do we even start? Because it can feel kind of overwhelming,
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
changing all your habits at once.
It's a lot, yeah. But Dr. Chawla, she's big on starting small.
Okay.
Pick one or two things, maybe from this, deep dive that we've been doing,
Yeah.
and just try to do those consistently.
So instead of overhauling everything, maybe it's just okay, I'm going to set a consistent sleep schedule, or I'm going to create that relaxing bedtime routine.
Exactly, yeah. Baby steps, right?
Baby steps, I like it.
Small changes lead to big results.
That's true, that's true.
And remember, it's a journey, not a race,
Right, yeah.
There are going to be some nights where you don't sleep well, but it's about, coming back to those healthy habits.
Yeah, life happens. You can't always control everything.
Exactly.
But it's about that consistency over time. That's what really matters.
Exactly. And the more you prioritize sleep, you'll start to realize how much better you feel.
Totally.
Your energy levels, your mood, even your, blood sugar control.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Totally.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for diving into this with me.
Yeah, of course. This was fun.
I feel like I learned a lot, and I hope everyone listening did too. And Dr. Charles' insights are so valuable. So I definitely recommend checking out her work if you're interested in learning more.
Absolutely, yeah.